Okay, I am back. Going to do a short video about my journal. A couple months ago, I talked about journaling. I never really was a journaler. I had a diary when I was a kid, and all I'd put down in my diary was the weather and where I went that day, and then I locked it up and put it away, and there's really nothing of any import in there. And then I tried to do an art journal a few times, and whenever I would do art, I would rip it apart if I liked the piece, and then I would use it in art. So I never really was able to do an art journal very well. So then I had an idea. We were talking at Christmas about these wonderful Pauper Press, beautiful journals. Relatively, they're under $20. I think it's from $10 to $20. You can get them on Amazon. And I decided, Chris gave me this one, I bought a couple other ones. I said, well, I'm going to do a journal. And I had an idea as I was waking up in the morning how to do a journal that would kind of keep me interested and keep me doing it. And I found a little niche for myself, and I've been pretty consistent. I'm almost finished with the journal. I have maybe 20 more pages to go, but here it is. And it's been a lot of fun. Now, what am I doing with this journal? This journal is interesting. What I've been doing is I'm getting pictures. I have a lot of tarot decks and oracle decks, and you can get pictures from anywhere. And I put a picture on the side, and then on this side, I do this once a day, I put keywords, story, and takeaway. And the takeaway is the most interesting, at least for me personally. But so what I do is I post a picture. Here's one from the Japaritsa Tarot. And I put the keywords, like in this one. Now, I did put whether the picture was a random picture or selected. I thought that was important, but I'm not so sure it is important. I think it's important to use a picture you're not terribly familiar with. I don't think if I used my own paintings it would be good because I'm too familiar with the painting. I think you want something that is a little separate from you, so then you can kind of look at it sort of fresh, with fresh eyes. So I did put down random or selected here, but I'm not sure that made a difference. So anyways, I get a picture and I photocopy it, or you can just glue any kind of picture. You don't have to have a tarot deck to do this, or an oracle deck, or anything like that. You can just take pictures from magazines, or take pictures from your family if you choose, but then there is that connection. The point being, I'm going to look at something, and I just want to, when you read tarot, a lot of times people read intuitively, and what I want to do with these cards is sort of intuitively look at them and see where it takes me. So I don't have any preconceived knowledge of what I'm going to say about this picture. So for instance, I said bouquet, veil, she's got a veil, orange, there's a lot of orange in it, warm tones, not reaching out. She's being handed a bouquet, but she's not reaching for it. And it raises questions, like I'm wondering what is going on here. So those were my keywords. Again, they'd be different for everyone who looks at the picture. It's what you choose to look at. And that's part of this whole process, is just being intuitive, or just letting words come, or just letting observations just float into your consciousness. Because in actuality, I believe, your mind or your spirit is actually selecting things. So here's my story. A young woman is offered a bouquet of flowers. The flowers are unexpected, and she keeps her distance. She sees the man in the window. He is older and married to another. Everyone in town knows him to be a philanderer. Still, the flowers are quite beautiful. She reaches for them. His grasp tightens. She leaves empty-handed. So that's just the story I told myself in this picture. The takeaway: there are givers and takers. Each should stay in their own lane. So I thought, well, I think I'm not sure if that's a revelation to me, but it reminded me of things that I've said in the past. There's givers and takers. And, you know, they should stay in their own lane. Givers should stay with givers, and takers should stay with takers, and everything would be a lot better off. The world would be a lot better off. So what kind of pictures did I use? You know, it's pictures. I liked the color. More pictures. Like this was a an oracle deck. You know, it reminded me of a marriage, of a wedding, and I talked about the wedding here. And in my takeaway, appearances are deceiving, or are they? Question mark. There are always clues. So, yeah, that was my takeaway. So the point is, this is a lot of fun to do. It only takes anywhere 5 to 10 minutes a day. And it's not where I have to come up with, you know, what I'm doing or anything really terribly personal. And yet, I think it'll be a great, when I finish this, I'll have a nice completed book of little stories and pictures in these takeaways. Now, here's a takeaway. This is one of the Dixit cards. Searching for answers is not easy because the path is convoluted and twisty. Still, with bravery and persistence, answers can be found in the strangest of places. Look sideways in the corner of your eye. In other words, don't look at something directly on the subject. Look to the side of it. Now, that means something to me. It may not mean anything to you, but that's the other thing that's, you know, sort of personal. You personalize it from your own experiences and observations. And again, the pictures are metaphors a lot of times. Here's one. This is one of Chris's pictures. And there's like 2 levels of people here. What if there are 2 levels of reality experience, mirror images, one level unaware of the other, but always concurrent, rife with possibilities? If so, what is my question? What is the response? So the takeaway, when given a difficult decision, ask a question, and answer will come. I mean, that's what I got from this picture. There were keywords, the story, but then my takeaway was a little different. So I think I could look at this later on and be entertained by it. And as I said, it's a very easy thing to do. It's personal to each person, but it's not. I mean, someone could take this and read it and just be totally uninterested in it. It's not about me per se, although it is about me in many ways. So that's what I wanted to show. I only have another 20 more to go, I think. Yeah, about 20, less than 20, maybe 15 more pages to go, and I'll be finished with that. It's taking the new the pictures pretty well. I got a little alligator thing going on here. It's going to be a little because I add these pictures on every page. But I like the way it looks. It's improving my handwriting because normally I could never read my handwriting. But I'm sort of doing a printing / cursive, which seems to be working for me pretty well. I'm also writing smaller, and I'm also writing more up and down. That was an interesting side aspect to this, because my handwriting is just horrendous. It's so bad. But so it has definitely gotten better. So I just want to share that with you, what I'm doing for my journal. Feel free to copy my idea. I think it's been a lot of fun, and there's no pressure, and it's always fresh and new. The only thing is you have to add pictures to it. You have to add some pictures to it. And as I said, it can be pictures from anywhere. It could be pictures from a magazine or a newspaper or an old book, or you could go to the library, go to a book sale, and just whatever pictures they have, take them out and put them down. And start with that. Well, that's my journal story, and I bought a few more of these. I did start another journal, which I put away. It was an art journal, and again, not successful, but it's kind of interesting. I started doing, I can't open this for some reason. Started doing other art projects recently, which I will show the next time. Oh, I'll show you a little bit of coming attractions. I'm kind of proud of it. It's all about me. What can I say? So I have these, I'm doing these little Russian dolls. These are blanks. This is the largest one. And I'm painting them as my babushka cats. Many years ago, I was painting cats. And I painted these are matryoshkas. These are the Russian dolls. They're called matryoshkas. But I was calling them ketroshkas. How clever I am. And this painting here was a lot of work, getting the colors right and getting all the designs right. And I thought, you know, I've been wanting to do some actual matryoshkas or ketroshkas, but I couldn't. I just never got around to it until just recently. So these are blanks, and this is one of 7 little dolls. They do open up. I haven't finished them. I've drawn them all, but I haven't. This is the only one I actually painted. Now I will be putting a coating on this, so it was a lot of fun. And I used to, as well as painting cats with this curlicues and dots, I also did something else, which is here. We have a lot of my artwork in this den. So I've also, over the years, I did clay dolls, clay cats, and this is another one I did. This is a clay piece. This is a air-dried clay. And you can see where I have the similarity going on, where I'm doing a lot of, the design is dots and curlicues and color, a lot of color. And so you'll see them in my, in all my cats. They're very whimsical. This one has actually some, what do you call this thing when you put a wire in it?
Armature.
Armature. This has armature in it for the tail. Very heavy piece. It turned out really beautifully. For some reason, I can mold things better than I can draw things. It's weird. But this is a pretty, look how that cat is really looks kind of good. Anyways, so so I'm expanding my repertoire with these Russian dolls. Thinking of having a class in the summer. I ordered some blanks that are a little bit smaller, have for kids or for adults, because they're a lot of fun to do and very colorful. This doesn't have the coating on. It's going to be shinier than this, but I'm really happy with it. So there you go. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.